Welcome to the Park City Pulse, where we highlight the Park City experience and the people that make this town great. We have a special guest in studio today, Karen O'Brien of Elite Business Law. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
So great to have you here. So I was getting ready for this interview and your resume is so long. You have done so much. So tell us a little bit about where you went to college and what you started studying there.
Sure. So I went to Georgetown and I was a language major. I love languages. It makes everything so much more interesting. So I fluent in Spanish and I also took Russian and Italian.
Yeah.
And having that background opened up some incredible doors that I don't think would have been open to me had I not done that. Got to do a couple of cool, join a couple of startups back in the day when...
Back in the fun day.
Right.
They were so fun.
And one was involving Russian language. When everything was falling apart over in Russia, we were looking at ideas that were patentable and marketable in the United States from Russian scientists. So it was a brainchild of some lawyers in New York, and it was everything from lithium batteries to hair gel. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So it was just myself, the president, and a friend of mine, Anya Drutskaya, who is a daughter of one of the scientists. And
nice.
yeah, so we got to do that fun startup. I did it during my summers off from Georgetown, and when I left them, they hired 4 people to replace me. So I did it okay there.
That's good. That's always flattering, right?
Exactly. So that was awesome, and then I moved on to a different startup called Energía Global Internacional, Global Energy International. We were developing hydroelectric power plants in Costa Rica and Uruguay.
Okay.
So I got to go down there, negotiate with contractors, subcontractors, and it was cool because I got to use Spanish. And then we were doing a capital raise for this company when I was there, about $10 million. Not a big deal, but kind of big for a startup. And I got to work with the lawyers who were working for us to do the capital raise, and that's where I got into, hey, this is pretty cool.
Right.
I can use Spanish. I love the business side. The law side is really cool. I think I'm going to go to law school.
That's great.
Yeah.
So where did you go to law school? Where did you first start out? Was it New York?
No, so Boston College.
Oh, Boston, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. And then you worked in New York.
Exactly. So I went to BC Law, and it was great experience. I went there because I had interviewed all these people who had gone to law school on the East Coast, West Coast, and the people who were happiest had gone to Boston College Law School, and they gave me, and I had no debt leaving. So it was a really good situation.
Nice.
I got to do a lot of pro bono work while I was there. I worked with Casa Mirna Vasquez, which is a battered women's shelter in Boston.
That's great.
I
I read about that. You worked a lot with women and you do some pro bono work. That's so great.
Thank you. And I've always been taught to give back and help wherever I can, and it's just something that's very close to my heart.
Nice. And what about, then you moved down to Washington, D.C.?
Yeah,
Is that right?
so from Boston to New York, Simpson Thacher and Bartlett, where I did a lot of securities, M&A, credit syndications. I had the luck to work for one of the best securities attorneys in the world, Glenn Ryder, who's my mentor, who took me under his wing, and we did a lot of Latin American securities work, which was fun, very exciting, and but all my clients wanted to come from Argentina or wherever to New York and speak English.
Okay.
And I wanted to do a little bit more with the Spanish.
Yeah.
So be careful what you wish for.
So tell us a little bit about your practice here in Park City and how you got here.
Oh, sure. So from New York, went to D.C., worked a lot with the government of Venezuela, all their external debt financings, et cetera, which was exciting and crazy as crazy as it is now, right?
It sounded like it. You could hear gunshots when you were working?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
So not a lot have changed, right?
Right.
So when I had my 2 babies, I said, hey, I think I'm done going to Caracas and hearing gunshots and having bonfires in the middle of the road. So decided we were either going to go back to Boston, where I was from, or to Utah, where my husband at the time was from.
Okay.
And I saw Park City and fell in love. And having 2 little boys who were going to be adventurous and 4 seasons of outdoor recreation. I mean, you got to live here if you can. So, right?
It sucks you in, Park City. I love it.
It does, it does. So we started a practice here, and then we were quickly picked up by Van Cott Bagley, which was a firm in Salt Lake, co-chairs of their securities group. And from there, I practiced several years there, and then went in-house because I hadn't done that before.
Okay.
Rich Dad Education.
I know I saw the Rich Dad Education with Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Yeah. So that was fun. And then I went in-house with the IT healthcare arm of Aetna, which is Medicity. And then I went in.
By the way, everyone, she's only on the 2nd page of her resume. I'm just teasing. Keep going.
And then I went in-house with Overstock,
Yeah.
which was fun. And then I decided, I want to go back to working for myself and starting my own venture.
So you're currently expanding, right?
Yes.
That's great. So what are you looking for? What's your specialty up here?
So I am doing securities, high-level securities, business and real estate law, and I am looking to hire. So if anybody's out there who's looking to learn high-level securities and business law from someone who probably has a background that's kind of unique compared to most of us in Park City and or Utah. I want to create the ultimate high-level securities and business and real estate boutique law firm.
That's great.
Thank
That's great.
you.
So how can people get a hold of you and
Sure.
contact
so
you?
Right now I'm Elite Business Law, but as soon as I hire my people, it will be Utah Business Attorneys, LLC, and I can be reached at Karen at utahbusinessattorneys.com.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Karen. Really appreciate it. So impressed by your resume. Glad you're here in Park City, so we'll definitely have people look you up. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for watching today. Please go to Elite Business Law here in Park City. Thanks for watching the show, and we will catch you next time.